Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Experts Unleashed. And that is exactly what I'm getting ready to do. I am getting ready to unleash 3 expert marketer and real estate agents upon you. I am here not to talk about direct mail or mailbox power today. I'm here to sponsor this panel of experts. I'm here to deliver you information that you may not have. I'm here to deliver you expert advice from people who have active listings and are selling homes right now. And how are they doing it in this changing marketplace? So, with that being said, I want to introduce to you Kelly Wheeler, the well-known ninja of real estate marketing. Yes, he is well-known ninja of real estate marketing. I have worked with Kelly for about a year now in many different arenas, and just love his energy, love what he does and how he does it. Now, let me move on to Michele, the beautiful Michele Bellisari. How are you today? And welcome to the call. Awesome.
Good.
I had to bring that strong female voice to the table today, and she is going to bring it. And also an expert realtor that is selling homes and listing homes. She is absolutely amazing and phenomenal. I can't wait to hear for her voice today. And of course, Matt Mittelstadt. Yes, no agent left behind. Do you see that? That is truth for him. No agent left behind. He supports cooperation over competition. Check him out. Even
that sucker's all in, brother. He's all in.
All in.
I absolutely love it. Folks, we are going to have fun with these 3 today. And listen, all I want you to do is absorb this information. Learn from these active real estate agents that are selling homes, listing homes, and using every trick in the book they got. Their tool belt, all of you will want it. By the time this is all said and done, they'll all want their tool belt, or you'll all want their tool belt. So I'm going to start here. I am going to go straight to Michele. Michele, tell me, where was the marketplace a year ago? A year ago. What was going on a year ago?
Getting hot. It was hot. It was very hot. And agents didn't have to use their marketing toolkit the way that we normally do because of the nature of the different markets pretty much across the country. And now we have to sharpen everything again and see what's going to work and, actually market and brand ourselves. It's just not the same market it was even 5 months ago, so it's changed, it's shifting, it's pivoting, and there's opportunity in every market. So no doom and gloom here.
Oh, I love that. Opportunity in every market, folks. See, that's why I brought these 3, because I love optimism, and that is who I am, and that's who these 3 are as well. Okay, so moving on. What is going on in the real estate marketplace today? And Matt, would you please answer that for me? What is going on today?
Yeah, so, just like Michele said, we've had a little bit of a shift, right? And it's something not to be scared of, okay? And I'll just say this is, if you're watching this and you've been in real estate for, the last 10, 20 years, it's not going to be like the 2007, 2008. I've been in the business for about 20 years. This is a shift back to normalcy, okay? I mean, it really is, all right? But I would say that if you have been in the business for, let's just say, 1 to 5 years, all right, you came into a hot market, and you're going to have to do what Michele said, which is, you're going to have to go out there and hustle and market and brand yourself as well. So, that's kind of where it's at, Joe. And, it's something where, if you just, I was at a conference yesterday that I was running, which is a No Agent Left Behind conference. And one of the speakers basically said, what I have on my wall is just to do one more thing today, just one thing.
Yeah.
So if it's your business, do one thing in your business to move your business forward.
I love it. I love that.
Okay, Joe, you don't need to be a fortune teller or a prophet to read the tea leaves. All you need to do is go into Facebook groups, and there are plenty of them on Facebook that are for realtors. And no longer do you see posts like, I just sold a house after listing it for 2 hours. with a $100,000 over ask and no contingencies. I'm awesome. Now you're like realtors, like, anybody want to see this home? I really got a great home. That's where we're at now, right?
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
you can tell there's been a shift in the market.
Definitely. Well, Kelly, my question for you is, and this is tea leaves and crystal ball, where's this thing headed? Where's it headed? And, you know, hey, we're not all going to be perfect, but you've been around a while, so you understand. So
here's where it's headed. The negative part of this is there's a lot of real estate agents that got in the business and they don't really, and I'm not, this isn't a negative. This is just where we're at. A lot of agents jumped in and they're not really masters of their craft yet. There's not a lot of cash flow coming in. And this is going to hurt those agents because they're not niche specific. They haven't drilled down and gotten real keyed in on one or two areas that they can dominate. So what we're going to see in the next 12 months is agents that really want to score some deals have to get serious about their marketing, control their dollars, and get specialty niches that they can go after with a passion. So really, that's the generic way to answer that question. You got to get specific in the next 12 months if you want to get closings.
I agree. Okay. Now, let's go and dial back a little bit. I want to talk about collaboration. Why would you collaborate with other agents? And Matt, this question's for you. So why would you collaborate with other agents? Aren't they going to just try and steal my deals? Those are my listings. I want them. And what's the, why would I collaborate?
Yeah. So I love that you brought that up on the collaboration. So, my mindset and a lot of the people that I hang out with, our mindset is collaboration over competition. Because you have to understand, we're all real estate agents. We all got our license. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing, which is feed our families and help families and all those. Everybody has a different why. But one thing I've learned over the 20 years is the people that I hang out with are the people that I become. So, if I'm going to go hang out with people that aren't doing any business, well, I'm not going to be doing any business. So you need to collaborate, okay, versus thinking about competition. And I'll tell you, it's one of those things and that's where I kind of came up with No Agent Left Behind. Think about it this way, Joe. Think about if you're sitting in a market right now and you see this agent that's always got all these listings, or you see all their successes. Why not just reach out to that agent and say, hey, I really am really fond of you as far as everything you're doing. And I'd love to learn a little bit about you and what you're doing. Do you mind if we could have a cup of coffee or get on a Zoom? Zoom is super powerful. Like, it's no more where you have to go have a cup of coffee. You can, but you could jump on a Zoom and collaborate with them. And let's just say that the agent says no. Well, go to the next one that you want. But most of the time, like if I called up Michelle and I didn't know Michelle, I've actually never physically met Michelle.
Know each other. We don't know each other.
We don't know each other. Yeah, until recently. But if I called her up and I said, Michelle, hey, I see you're doing awesome. Like, can you help me out? Like, I'm trying to improve my business. I bet you Michelle would be more than willing. She's going to feel good that somebody reached out to her. Okay. It's just human nature. So collaboration is super important. It's something that I am personally on a mission to change in the whole industry, because the whole industry is all about competition. And that's why 87% of realtors fell within their first 5 years, and 70% of them fell within their first 2 years. And that's an NAR statistic. And it's because they come out of real estate school, they go to a brokerage, the top guy's always making all the money, right? Or the top people, and they never it's kind of like high school. They're in these little cliques, right? And they don't get any of that support and collaboration. They shove all this technology down your throat and they're like, hey, figure out how to use it, but you don't have that one-on-one collaboration. And so I feel that if everybody could just come together as one and help everybody out, no matter if you're financially connected to them at all, we can all make this industry a lot better. So that's where I go with collaboration.
I appreciate that, Matt, very much. Michelle, darling, I have a question for you.
Yes, darling.
So should agents be focused on commissions, which I love, or the customer relationship?
Well, I think it always comes down to the customer relationship, and all things will follow. If you don't have good rapport, if you don't know how to communicate, if you don't know how to market a listing, if you have the seller side, or you aren't empathetic to what maybe a buyer's going through, or even a seller in specific niche markets, you have to focus on the customer first and foremost. I think most top agents and agents that have been in the industry for any length of time will tell you that we need to take care of our clients, our customers. And that is just first and foremost. I also think from an ethical standpoint, it's not about the commission. It's about getting the transaction done from beginning to middle to end and having a happy customer, and everything else will follow.
Well, how do you stay in touch with your customers, people you've done transactions with? How do you keep in touch with them?
There's a few ways. One of my little tips is I have a graphic that I created in Canva, and it has a barcode for Starbucks. I have 3 different ones. One's for sellers, one's for buyers, and one is for agents, because agents are our customers. We have to remember that. And I stay in touch. Like, this is one thing. I will send a little text message and say, hey, I was thinking about you today. Have a coffee or tea on me. And they can scan it in, and it's, I've got a credit card hooked up to it. And it's just a little nice thing. Half the time people don't ever use it, but it's more that the thought that counts, that you're thinking about someone. Or if somebody that you've had a transaction with, maybe you're friends with them on social media, they might be having a bad day. Send them something. I do that with realtors all the time. I also leverage that little graphic when someone needs a referral partner. I will send that over to the agent that is looking for the referral partner and say, I'm really looking forward to chatting with you. I hope we work together. In the meantime, have a coffee or tea on me. Okay.
Love it.
Dang it. I absolutely love that. I'm stealing it, and I'm going to be using
it. Steal away. And I just revamped it. So I made 3 separate ones. It used to just be one, but now I just do.
Talk about collaboration. If you're watching this live right now, she just dropped a ninja bomb on you guys. If you see these referrals showing up on Facebook, I'm looking for an agent in Hoopy Doopy, South Carolina, go frickin' send that agent a welcome email. Hey, thank you for putting that on there, whoever gets it. But hey, while you're at it, enjoy a coffee. Dude, you just 10x your conversions just with that one. It was worth the watch today just to hear that, guys.
It works great. And everybody's always surprised. Because people always want stuff from us all the time. So when you give to someone else without even it's okay. And sometimes, if you don't get the referral, you don't. But you've planted the seed for moving forward. And I'm all about ease in my life, which is I don't overcomplicate. I know a lot of people do pop buys, and that's my way of doing a virtual pop buy.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, hey, Matt, tell me, how do you keep in contact with your customers you've done business with?
So I mean, obviously, I use Mailbox Power. I know this isn't just all about Mailbox Power, but there's a 3-year automation that you guys have that's amazing. But that's really how I keep in contact with my clients, because I am very much busy trying to help everybody in the real estate industry, plus sell real estate myself. I need something on an automation. So I really love what you guys offer. But I will tell you this, back on the collaboration, if you're watching this and you're an agent, what agents don't realize, especially if you've been in the industry for 1 to 5 years, is you don't realize how big agent to agent referral is. Yeah. It's a total other niche that you don't even realize. So I'll give you an example. I'm sitting in a hotel room. This is not my background, by the way. I'm in Louisiana. I just did an event. I met hundreds of realtors yesterday that I built relationships with through collaboration. And now guess what? They all know. There was only 2 people in the room that were from Austin, Texas. They all know that I'm in Austin, Texas now. I have their card. I have their Facebook. I have their TikTok. We're all friends now. When they have somebody moving to Austin, Texas, who are they going to reach out to? The guy they met and they collaborated with. So going and networking with even people in your local area, even your, let's just say your, what do you call that in a local area? Your chamber of commerce, right? Going to those coffee meetings things of that nature, and networking with those agents or going to different conferences to learn new different things. Go to any of those events and start networking. And I'll give you an example. This year, just through my brokerage, and network through your brokerage. Like if you work for a big national brokerage like a KW or a Caldwell Banker, guess what? Y'all are in most every state. Guess what? You can reach out to agents in other states, introduce yourself, have a Zoom with them, get to know them. And if they have somebody moving to your city, they're going to use you. But I'll give you an example. Just in my brokerage, I live in Austin, Texas. This year, I got a listing from San Antonio where the agent didn't want to list in Austin for the buyer. They were buying a home in San Antonio. I list the house, I sold it. And then I got one in Houston as well, okay, that reached out to me. And guess what? That was almost $20,000 in commissions that I didn't pay for. They were return on investment 100% just from agent to agent. But guess what? If I wasn't involved in the agent community and I wasn't giving back to the agent community, nobody would know me. So don't be a secret agent. Let everybody know you. Everybody's different. Michele has something to give back to people. Ninja has something to give back to people. Joe has something to give back to people. Keep giving back and it will come back to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm moving on. Kelly, Here you go. This is it. What about niche markets, my friend? All of you have said something about niche markets, and I want to talk about that. As a first-time buyers, luxury buyers, Fizbos. What about niche markets? Why would you play in those niche markets in today's marketplace?
This is a great one, especially if you're watching live or you see this recorded on the different multi-channels. If you're a newer agent, listen very carefully because I'm going to give you the keys to the kingdom. Niche marketing. We say in real estate, the riches are in the niches. The problem that a lot of agents come into, Jim, Joe, is they come into real estate and everybody's telling them what to do. Go to your open houses, go door knock, do a bunch of phone calling, go to church and hit up all your aunts, uncles, cousins, pastors, the deacon board, it's right. And then they get frustrated. So for niches in real estate, it's very simple. Pick one or two and dominate them. Like nothing else matters in your life. What are niches, you say? Well, Matt just gave you a niche. I never even thought about that from both Michele and Matt, but real estate agents, that is a definite niche for referrals. But you always have to give an exchange of value. Don't just ask for a referral without giving value. And that value might be collaboration, right? So another niche for sale by owner. If I were an agent in this market, I would be going after Fizbos with a passion because they're staying on market longer, which means they're going to be talking to realtors. They are no longer selling their homes as soon as they list it. Another niche, absentee homeowners. Now, I can go on and on, Joe, 20 different niches I can name off right now, but the riches are in the niches. And if you are listening to this and you are not concentrating on at least two niches, I would even go so far as to say only do two right now until you've got closings. And then you go ahead and scale your business. When you've got closings, you scale and add on. But dominate, find two niches. It could be absentee homeowner, it could be pre-foreclosure, it could be real estate agent collaboration for referrals, it could be Fizbos, whatever. Get two of them and dominate it like a champ. And you will absolutely crush your financial goals this year. I'm going to say it. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
So Kelly, you have two listings right now that are Fizbo related from direct mail. Yep. Is that correct?
Yep, that's exactly correct.
And I'm tracking Kelly, right? Because I'm tracking him because we're doing a little test.
And I've got two others. I've got two others. Two others that are kind of. Matt, you've got some. Listen to this.
Joe, I've only been with you guys for like 90 days, and I have two withdrawn listings from sending direct mail. So, like, it works, man. But hey. Let me talk to Michele real quick because she is the niche witch.
Woo! Let's hear that.
I'll get you, my pretty.
I'm going to the good niche witch.
She's a rich girl.
So, yeah, right? And she's going to. So here's the thing. In 2008, the market crashed. It crashed. Go watch The Big Short if you don't know what we're talking about. And you'll understand that, and then all the recommendations on what happened in 2008 and through the financial crisis. I almost left real estate because it was just, I didn't pivot. And so pivoting is very, very important for any agents in a shifting market. And this is where having good mentors and good friends in the industry come into play. And two of them said, why don't you stop focusing on running around with buyers right now? Because I had a lot of things going on at home and it was very stressful. And instead, I started to focus on listing niches. And I looked at what my strengths were and my life experience. And so here are my top three. I call it the triple D. Divorce, downsizing, and death. They are somewhat recession proof because no matter what happens, people die, they go through divorce, and the seniors downsize. I'd gone through probate with both my parents, who died at 57 and 61. I have now outlived one of them. And so I had a pretty good understanding of that. I'd worked with a couple of buyers on some probate. And personally, a lot of agents don't know how to deal with the listing side. And there's a few things you need to do before you list the property. So I started to deep dive on that and learn how to do probate property, which is an untapped niche with motivated sellers, which led to working with seniors, a motivated niche, a motivated seller who needs to make a move, whether it's going to independent living, assisted living, or memory care. And then divorce comes into play, all the time. And these are the sorts of niches that even if we have a pandemic, once the courts figured out how to do Zoom calls, right, they started moving along those cases. So I'm a big fan of those three because they are very motivated sellers. They have to sell. It's not like they want to sell, they're thinking of selling. In most cases, they really have to sell. There might be a court order. So I really studied that and became known for being able to work in them. And my superpower with that was also tying in nonprofits to those niches, whether it was hospice, whether it was the Alzheimer's Association, or another local nonprofit. So I'm a big believer that whatever niche you choose, especially if it's very highly sensitive, like the three I just mentioned, try to tie back into giving back to a nonprofit that supports the people that are needing services and things like that.
Love that answer. Okay, here's a big question, and I hope there's so many viewers are going to get value from this question. So, what do you do? Is it cold calls, email, direct mail, social media? And if social media, what platform? Realtor.com, Zillow, TikTok, texts, calls? What is it? Or is it all? And you know me, I'm bullish on the mailbox for sure, but I know that I'm not the only answer. I do preach an omni-channel approach, which means there are multiple channels you should be communicating to your customers on. But what are those channels? How are you guys succeeding in today's marketplace? And Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I'm a omnipresent type of guy. Like I believe in being on all of those. But I'll tell you this: if you're watching this and you're an agent, or even if you're not an agent, okay, doesn't matter. You should be doing video, and you hear people talking about that. You should be doing video. You should be doing video. They've been talking about it since 5-10 years ago. You should be doing video. You should be doing video. Just turn on the camera and do video. But the platforms right now, the best platforms that you don't have to be a professional video editor, okay, is TikTok. It's the #1 search engine in the world right now over Google, okay? Look it up. It's the #1 search engine. What does that mean? That means that people are searching when they're looking for things just like they do on YouTube. They're searching on TikTok. Now, a lot of us look at TikTok and we go, hey, that's where just a bunch of kids are dancing, right? Well, that's not the case. I know many of agents that are getting business off of there. I know many people that sell other types of products besides real estate that are getting business off of there as well. And TikTok, what's cool about it is you can record a video. It has a video editor that is already built into the software. So you can push a button, say something, stop it, turn the camera around, push the button, record. We call it jump cuts, okay? And we do those. Now, once you record the video and you upload it in there, it saves on your phone, and then you can go and put it on Facebook Reels. That's huge right now. Facebook Reels is huge. Facebook Reels. You could put it on Instagram Reels, and you put it on all those platforms within a few minutes. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday, I was walking out of my hotel and I did a quick little video that said, hey, leaving the hotel, about to go change some agents' lives at the No Agent Left Behind. Literally 15-second video. I got over 1,000 views on Facebook Reels. Okay. Now, TikTok, I got like 200, right? So each platform, but I'm going to do every single platform. And you know what? I even drop it on LinkedIn because I want to be omni. And here's what you don't know. You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who is watching your story. And that's what you want. If it's real estate you're doing, guess what? I've had agents that have told me that people have reached out to them, said, hey, I've been following you for a year. We're looking at buying a house. I like the content that you're putting out. So you don't know what you're going to put out today that's going to be watched, a year from now, that somebody's going to reach out to you. But if you're not doing video, you're missing out. Now, listen to this quote here. And a guy at our brokerage, I think, came up with it. I might be wrong, Michelle, but video is legacy. Like everything that I am doing right now on video, every motivational post I make, every video, I'm hoping that one day when I pass away, my kids have something to watch and be like, that's what my dad was about. Like I get chills because that's what I'm building. I'm building a legacy. And that's what you should be doing, is building your real estate legacy or your other business legacy, but do it through video. People want to consume content. They don't want to consume pictures. Okay. It's all about content nowadays. And
now, with that being said, let me insert this because I just did a video on it. Make sure that you're not consuming content versus creating content. One of the rabbit holes that agents are going down right now with TikTok in particular is they're consuming a lot of content. And Gary Vee always points out, he's like, start being a content creator and consume like thoughtfully, because you can get into the headspace of, I can't do that. I'm not ever going to be that good on video. I need to put out 5 reels a week. No, you need to start with one thing. And where you are today isn't necessarily where I am. I've been doing reels. I've been doing video for a long time, but I had to start somewhere. My kids got me on Snapchat in 2016. So that was how I got comfortable. And I would do one and I would delete it. And I would do one and I would delete it. And then I got down like, okay, I can do 15 seconds. So to Matt's point, you're building a legacy and you're building a history so people can follow that and know you, like you, and trust you.
I love that. I love that.
Joe,
Kelly,
let me take this to a little bit different level.
Okay.
Because what Matt just said was spot on, right? Spot on. I know an agent last year made $150,000 off of referrals from TikTok. So somebody called in on TikTok and said, hey, tell me about that 0 down payment program. He would find an agent in their town, whether it be halfway across the freaking country, who wanted to work with that person, get a referral fee, and he's done. He made $150,000 last year, and he's no different than us. He's not like Brad Pitt. Let's go a little bit different. Here's why video is so legacy building. On all of my omni channels, whether it's going to be YouTube, TikTok, direct mail letters. You see that little QR code there? See that little QR code? See that? All of my postcards. I'm now converting a lot of my marketing to a QR code attached to a video. Because in the past, we would type up these beautiful emails. Some of it would look like a beautiful email within a HTML frame and look just beautiful. People don't want to read all of this long, send them to a video. Hey, my name's Kelly. My name's Matt. My name's Joe. My name's Hoopy, whatever. And here is my unique selling proposition. And this is what I want to do. I want to let you know a little bit about your neighborhood, because your neighborhood did, right? You see a 2 to 3 minute video like that, they convert 100x over long form emails. So back to video legacy. Part of what Matt and Michelle was saying is spot on. Now take it to the next level. Implement the video strategy on your direct mail, on your postcards, on your email signature, on anything you can think of. On Facebook, when you drop a little post, go into Canva and create a little cute thing with a QR code, right? Whatever, but use video. I'm telling you guys right now, this is key for the next 12 months. In this market that we're in, is conversions using video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly, I want to ask you one more question real quick.
Yes, sir.
And I'm asking this because I know Kelly's mentoring a few folks, and I've been on a couple of calls with him. And I'm going to go specific to Fizbos.
Okay.
And Kelly, tell me, what else do you tell somebody to do outside of direct mail when it comes to the for sale by owner niche market? And I've watched it, heard it, and I know it works because I know listings have happened because of your teachings.
So remember we talked about getting very specific with niches, whether it be probate. And by the way, Michelle, that was fantastic what you said. For divorce and probate, just go find an attorney. There's plenty of attorneys in your city that do divorce, probate. Develop that collaboration with them. Bring them things of value. Don't ask for any listings. Bring them some goddamn donuts, right? Just do some value added propositions. And these guys will filter leads into you. But, Joe, with Fizbos, let's talk Fizbos specifically. You're watching this. This is the key, guys. Consistency. You don't send a postcard, not get a phone call back and say this bull crap doesn't work. You remain consistent. So what do? We do full boat email campaigns with video. We do postcards, one postcard a week. For Fizbos, up to 12 weeks. I know Steve Angeline does 20 weeks. We do letters. I send out letters as well as direct mail. We do email drip campaigns. We do tons of different things for these guys. And here's the other one. A lot of people don't like to cold call, Joe, right? And I'm not a big cold caller. I'm not against it, but I'm not a big cold caller because when I get people calling me, selling me crap, I hang up on them. But let me ask you this. If you already sent 2 postcards, 1 direct mail letter, and have 3 emails go out with videos, I call that a warm call. And if you guys are listening right now, there's 42 on YouTube because I'm tracking it right now. If you're listening to me, start marketing to these niches. Get your message per what we've talked about on this, what Matt talked about with collaboration, what we talked about on niches. Get with them and then wait 2 weeks until your brand has gone before you. Pick up that phone call and don't ask for business. Just introduce yourself. Your conversions will go through the roof.
All right. Here's the question. Are you ready? I'm serving this up on a platter. Everybody wants to know the answer to this one. I'm a brand new agent, Michelle. How do I get my first listing? What am I to do? I think you're muted there.
Why don't you put me in on that one?
Oh, you're going to get it too. Oh, you're getting it too. All right, here we go.
I think new agents, this is a really interesting question, Joe, because new agents get bombarded with the same kind of purchase this, buy leads here, do this, do that. They got to get the basics down. That starts with learning how to write a contract. Take the contract class at your board and know that contract inside and out. That's number one. Number two, learn how to write a listing contract as well. Like know the paperwork, because I think that's a piece that gets missed a lot. And I see that come over from newer agents. I think it's really important for agents, new agents, to one, they need a mentor, whether that's get on a team, join a company that will embrace them and walk them through scenarios, be available to them. They need to know the inventory. They need to understand, like, what do they want to do in real estate? Do they want to work with buyers? Do they want to work with sellers? Should they partner up with somebody? You know, I don't think it's easy anymore to be a new agent. I think it's very complicated. And you also have to have some money. And I think that you need 6 months of savings. No, I think you need a year's worth of savings, or have a side hustle or something that's going to support you. Because that's the other thing, Kelly, that I see in these Facebook groups is agents, you know, really suffering because they financially don't have anything to sustain them. And then the other thing is know the data, know what's going on in the market. I think, like what Matt and Kelly were saying, like if you're a new agent and you want to get known, start getting on video, start honing your skill set on Instagram, on TikTok, start a YouTube channel. Hashtag Soboka is a great brand that I started in 2017, 2018. And it wasn't that I wasn't known. I wanted something that was uniquely mine that people would remember. And there's a great book out there called Known. It's fantastic. You can get it on Amazon. And it really is a great way for agents to get educated, but go to as much free stuff as you can. go to listing classes, shadow a listing agent that will let you shadow them, and partner up, co-list with someone. Don't be greedy, man. Like, I see these new agents listing property and they don't want to co-list because they want the full commission. And I'm like thinking to myself, that may be, but you don't know what you're doing. So then you're going to be tapping into whoever to do the right thing by the seller, you know. I just think there's so many things. That's just a few things that I can think of off the top of my head.
Michele, let me ask you a question before I move on and ask the same question to Matt and Kelly. What kind of budget? What should they expect to spend? Because I run into this all the time. Oh, I can't afford $49 a month or $199 a month. And I'm like, you can't afford not to either. So, I mean, what should they expect to budget?
Well, I think that's a mentality. I'm a fan of the shoestring budget. I think you can do a lot on a shoestring budget if you're very specific about where your money is going. But what happens is agents, kind of get bombarded with signing up for stuff. And I think it bankrupts them, honestly, before they even get started. There's a lot of things that you can do for free. And again, these social media platforms are one of them. I think deciding if they're going to do a direct mail campaign, how can they go about it? Okay, maybe they can't do a whole neighborhood, but maybe they could do the oldest homes in the neighborhood and target those sellers. So maybe that's 50 sellers a month versus 500. Like, learn to take a small bite at a time. How do you elevate? One bite at a time. And so again, that goes back to you aren't going to be Ryan Serhant today, or Tracy Tudor today, or whoever it is, Linda Baker today. Right. However, you can aspire, but you have to learn the craft.
Good advice. Solid, folks. Solid. Okay, Matt, same question to you. And I would like a budget that you would expect them to spend monthly, because I don't think anything's happening for free.
Yeah. So I love this question because I love new agents, right? Because number one, they don't have any bad habits. And number two, I have a passion to see people succeed. So when I sit down with a new agent, and this is the one thing I would tell you, if you're a new agent out there, you need to find a partner. You need to find somebody to collaborate with. And then let me tell you this, there are people, and you could join a team, but there's plenty of teams out there that don't support you. Okay. They're just using you as a number and, this or that. But I'm going to give you an example. I have a new agent right now, actually before this call. Okay. She has a budget. Her budget is like $300 a month, right? Because I ask them. So you have to ask them, what is your marketing budget? Most agents don't have a marketing budget. They don't even think about that because they're not thinking of this as a business. So I put their mind in the mindset of, when I interview them, okay, I say, hey, what is your marketing budget? What could you do? Well, I could do 300. Okay, great. So with this agent, I said, here's what we need to do. I give them a 90-day execution plan, okay? And I hold them accountable to this plan. And I say, listen, first of all, we need to put that $300 into some marketing. I'm going to show you where you can put that, okay? But you have to be consistent with it, because I've spent thousands of dollars with companies like Zillow and Realtor.com, and all I'm doing is buying back the leads that I could get for free, okay, by branding myself. So let me tell you what I did with her. So I said, hey, we're going to go ahead, and I said, where is the last neighborhood that you lived in? And she goes, well, I lived in this neighborhood called Post Oak, and I lived there for 5 years. I said, you love that neighborhood, right? She's like, yeah, I'd love to list in that neighborhood. I said, great. Here's what I'm going to do. How do you think you're going to be able to list in that neighborhood if nobody knows you? Are you going to go door knock in 110-degree weather in Texas? She's like, no, I don't want to do that. I said, great. So here's what we're going to do. What if I can show you a way to be in their mailbox every single month, okay, at a very minimum cost? She said, great, let me see it. And I said, okay, great. The cost is going to be $49 a month. And then we're going to geo-target that neighborhood down to about 150 sellers. And so we did that today. She bought the mailbox power. She geo-targeted the neighborhood. We bought the list. The list cost her $17 for the list. And then it's only costing her $113 to mail to those every 30 days. So she is in her budget for $162 a month. And I calculated it up for her. I said, okay, let's let this sit for 6 months or maybe even 12 months. So for 12 months, you're going to spend $1,944. But within those 12 months, let's say we get you one seller out of there, which I believe will happen. Okay. In that neighborhood, the average sales price is $350,000 times 3%. Okay. That's a $10,000 paycheck. Now, would you give me $1,900 and I gave you back $10,500? What would that be a good deal? And she's like, heck yeah. I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to set it and forget it. And you're committed to that budget. Now what we're going to do with you is we're going to go do the free stuff. I'm going to teach you how to do video for free. I'm going to teach you how to do an open house every single weekend. And if we can stay consistent on this, the light at the end of the tunnel will come. That's what I do. And then I walk them through it.
I love it. I love it. Kelly?
Okay, I know we're cutting it here, so I'm going to be brief. I'm jumping on this thing brief.
Yeah, and I got one other thing I wanted to add to this, and this is only. See, I've worked with Kelly really closely, and I've just started working with Matt and Michelle. But here was one of the problems we had when we started Mailbox Power. People's phones were ringing with new agents, and they had no idea what to say. They had no idea what to do. So, when Matt says collaborate, that's a big deal because eventually, if you start marketing, your phone's going to ring and you got to know what to say. And that's the collaboration part and finding somebody to team up with, like Michelle's saying. I mean, it's just, immensely, important information here. But brand new agent, Kelly, what are they to do? Where are they to put their money? And how much should their budget be? Okay,
real quick, before we get there, brand new agent, first thing I tell you, don't spend a friggin' dollar until we come up with what your offers are. What are you offering the end user? Because that's going to differentiate you from your competition. If you're going to be offering a free home evaluation, I communicate very well. I work for a really big broker, blah, blah, you're dead. So come up with really compelling offers. Then here is the game plan. When I get a brand new agent, and I'll give you two agents that are literally on my team that have just come over in the last 2.5 months. We're at 5 listings between the two of them sold right now because they listen. I'm going to tell an agent, you got 2 roads to get to closings in the next 90 days. Either spend $341 a month or $486 a month. What are you going to get for that agent? Well, you're going to get a complete done for you marketing plan where you're going to, if you go with a $341 a month, if you can commit to that, which is less than a Zillow lead here locally, you're going to market one neighborhood, 250 sellers that are top tier sellers. So you're going to be reaching out every month to 250 sellers. Then we're going to be reaching out every week to Fizbos and expireds. You can do 75 Fizbos and expireds a month and 250 home sellers a month, and your budget's $341. Now, if you can afford 486, we're going to do 500 sellers, that's 2 neighborhoods, and 75 Fizbos and expireds. And so what I'm going to say to a new agent is, that is your game plan. This is the quickest way I can tell you to get to cash flow, is you've got to get your message in front of the right people. You've got to be consistent with the message, and your offer has got to be spot on. And Joe, the agents that follow me on this, dominate. The agents that veer off of here and try to get real creative and rethink the wheel, die.
And here's one last thing on that, Kelly. When they get their first, I call it cheese, like Who Moved My Cheese? When they first get their cheese, okay, that's a great book. When they get their cheese, they have to have their mentor explain to them that they need to take some of that money and reinvest it back in their business. So if you're in a farm for that girl, when that girl gets her first sell at $161 a month for that farm, I'm going to tell her, now what we're going to do is we're going to go jump into another farm and we're going to scale. The problem is that your normal person out there in real estate is not mentoring like that. You know what I mean? And that is what I'm trying to change. And that's why I'm partnered. I'm friends with people like this on this Zoom right now. I'm going to tell you here, this is Joe's Zoom. But if you're listening to this and you just want this isn't a plug, a free conversation to just talk, okay, and help you in your business at no charge, I'm the guy. Just contact me, okay? Because I'll be there for you. Because I like to see people succeed. No strings attached.
I think that's what's so cool is that we all come from a teaching heart, and so being in this space at some point, you're absorbing information all the time. And I think this is where agents, when they are researching where they want to go and who they want to be with, are the people that you're surrounding yourself teachers? Are they mentors? Do they want to see you succeed? What are they going to help you with? What's your game plan and action plan? And really spell that out, because at the end of the day, it's really tough being a real estate agent these days. It's not like it was years ago. There's so much to it. So be smart with your money, take all these tips and start thinking about how you're going to implement them as the new agent.
One more thing. I'm sorry, Joe. My dad had a amazing. He's still in the career in the mobile home business with a company called Palm Harbor Homes, and the owner that started Palm Harbor Homes back in the 70s was really good friends with my dad, and he used to tell my dad this. He'd say, my dad would do something good, and his boss would say, "Well, what have you done for me today?" Right? And my dad, he was always doing something for him. So when you're interviewing brokerages or you're interviewing mentors, ask them, what are you going to do for me today? What are you going to do for me today? When you're sitting down, you're interviewing a broker and they're telling you about their splits and they're telling you about all this stuff, or they're telling we got all this great training and all this. What are you going to do for me to help me be successful if I follow all these steps? Are you going to be there for me? And hold them accountable, right? Hold them accountable. So just remember that.
Oh, I appreciate that, Matt. Okay, listen, folks, we got to wrap this up. So what I'm looking for from you is just last words of advice. Michele, last words. What are you thinking?
Last words of advice. Don't be afraid of a shifting market. Look for the opportunity. There's always opportunities in changing markets. You have the opportunity also to, really hone your narrative. So if you're getting on there complaining about gas prices and you're complaining about everything, you know what? You're not doing yourself any favor. Think like a public relations firm would. Think like how they would spin something, and stop going negative all the time. That's a personal thing. That's a personal problem. You don't like the gas prices. I don't really give a crap. But at the end of the day, this is your brand and this is your business. And you need to be that realtor that puts the narrative out there that is going to educate the consumer, give them options, and make them want to buy or sell in a shifting market.
Love it. Love it. Matt, what say you?
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I'd leave you with is just stay positive. Every single day, involve yourself in something positive. And I go back to my saying, which is have ADHD, which is not the medical condition, but it's have the right attitude. That stands for the A. The D stands for the right desire. And the H stands for heart. And the other D stands for determination. Have the right attitude, desire, heart, and determination, and you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Man, do I love that. Mr. Ninja, what say you?
Here's my word. Don't be a hyena that laughs at everything. Even when you're getting eaten, you laugh. Become a lion and roar, and everything around you will change.
Boy, I love that.
Love it.
Thank you, three. That. I'm absolutely phenomenal and amazing. And I want to leave this message with everybody that's watching. There is no doom and gloom. Like all of these folks have said, they stayed positive. My first home bought in the 80s. Yes, I'm dating myself. I was a very young man, first year in the military, married. I paid 9 3/4% interest rate. 9 3/4% interest rate, right? Yeah. And the market, did its shift a couple years later. I ended up selling my home. Everything was good. I had to move, right? And what's happening today is just another shift, and it's okay. People are still selling homes. The listings are still going to happen. You still need buyers. People want to sell their home and they want to buy a new one. You just need to be the one they call, right? And that is the deal. One of our teachers, Casey Eberhardt, talks about being known, liked, and trusted, but there's a word missing. There's a word missing. Yeah, known, liked, trusted, and remembered at the time of a purchase. Are they remembered at the time of the purchase? If you've got the known, liked, and trusted down, It's all about just being in their face. And I like to liken marketing to flirting, right? Are you flirting with those potential customers out there? Are you winking at them? Are you doing anything to let them know you exist? And like I said, I am bullish on the mailbox. It's what I do, and I absolutely love it. And I appreciate all of you being here today. If you would like to see or learn anything about Mailbox Power, I would invite you to at least get a hold of the person who shared this video with you, this Experts Unleashed today. Just get a hold of them, ask them how you can find out more. We do a live presentation every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time that is live just specifically for our real estate agent friends. And that's what we do it for. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you being here. Thank you, panelists. You have been absolutely amazing today. I think this may be my best Experts Unleashed yet to date. I want to leave you with one other thing. Matt and Kelly and Michelle are all part of No Agent Left Behind. Please go find them. You can find them on YouTube at No Agent Left Behind Real Value. And then you can find them on Facebook at No Agent Left Behind. You'll find a group there. Please jump out there and find them. I'm offering you a place to go find the mentors that they were talking about. That's who these three are. They are your mentors. Go learn from them. Go get some listings, folks. If you're a brand new agent, you don't have your first listing, rewind this thing, play it again, and rewind it again, and play it again, and learn. Because I have brought you probably a good 40 years of experience is what I'm looking at before me. And I'll bet you it's even more, to tell you the truth. So thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and peace out.